Hi, I am Lindsay.
And I'm Jack.
And we are Atma Occult, and we welcome you to our YouTube channel. We're going to come out with a lot of videos where we are explaining and teaching and learning about all things Vedic astrology and
talking to you about everything that we learn or experience in our own lives related to classical occult traditions like Vedic astrology, feng shui, vastu shastra, and other things like that that we find interesting and we study and we want to share with you.
Yes. So I know for me, I just started learning about, I always knew about astrology, but probably, in the way that most people do. They know maybe their sign, their sun sign that you get in the, the weekly horoscopes or the magazine ones. And it was funny because I, just like everyone else, I identified with that sign, and I didn't really know too much about anything else with astrology. But then when I met Jack here,
one of the first things that I talked to her about was Vedic astrology, actually. And she was like, we were standing in the backyard of a pizza party that was happening, and we were talking with some friends, and I think someone was doing like that thing where you look online and it's like, I'm a Hufflepuff.
Oh, yes, we were doing...
I'm a Slytherin.
We were doing the Harry Potter house test.
Ravenwood or whatever it is.
Claw.
So,
yes.
So, and then she said something...
I'm a Hufflepuff, by the way.
Somebody said something like...
Sorry.
Oh, it's kind of like astrology or something like that. And I just let something come out. I was just like, oh, I like Vedic astrology.
As soon as he said Vedic astrology, I was like, what is... I mean, I know what astrology is. What's Vedic astrology? And I was just so intrigued and interested. And that kind of began my journey because then, of course, well, our relationship took off. And in our free time, we made it a hobby to learn everything we could. I mean, he was my first teacher because he actually already had been studying it for a long time. And I just kept asking a lot of questions too, I remember. And I think you really liked that.
And it was fun. It was fun to receive all those questions and like have really stimulating conversations about things that I already did know or things that I had not figured out yet or everything like that. So,
but you definitely liked that I was interested in the astrology aspect. Like that was like a turn on for you a bit.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Because, I mean, then otherwise I would just be interested in it myself. And, well,
it's been really fun to learn it together.
Have been as exciting, I guess.
Yeah, it's been really fun to learn it together. And anyway, well, side note, because I have to tell the really cute story of how we met. My aunt, I was visiting her one summer a few years ago, and she told me that
I was working as a jeweler for 10 years in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I had a small jewelry business, and I also taught silversmithing lessons and goldsmithing. And I would teach workshops, but I also had some private students, and her aunt was a private student, and I helped her set up a studio in her own house so that she could have me come over and we would do silversmithing lessons at her house. Yes.
So, first of all, he was a very, 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 very talented jeweler and a very, very good teacher. And the funny thing is, at that time, I was a teacher. I had been a teacher for 13 years, I think, at that point. And so it was very exciting to pick up on the fact that he was a really good teacher because I don't know, I guess that was a semi good little turn on for me too. But anyway, my aunt, yes, I was visiting her and she asked if I wanted to join in one of her silversmithing lessons with her teacher Jack. And
she also asked me if it was okay. Beforehand. She asked me if it was okay if she could ask her
niece.
If she could let her niece participate, and she told me
this was really embarrassing, and it's not true.
She said it's not true, but it's really funny. She said
my
she
aunt.
she goes, is it okay if my niece, participates in one of the lessons? And I'm like, yeah, of course. I mean, I like teaching workshops. It's fun. Like, it's just another person. That's great. But she said, but I mean, like, I don't know. And then she goes, her hands, I don't know if she'll be able to do it.
I know, and when he told me that story, you can imagine how embarrassed
her hands
I
were
was.
fine.
Well, it made it.
She made it sound like she had like.
And look, there's nothing wrong with that. But like, I just don't know what my aunt.
She was trying to say that she wasn't.
Okay, and it's true. I'm not the most dexterous.
Dexterous, I think. Yeah.
Good job, Lindsay. I'm not the most dexterous person. I'm not like terrible, but I'm not like very good at working with my hands. Like, I have terrible handwriting. I'm not a really good artist. I'm not good at like putting things together. It's not my skill set. So my aunt was trying to convey that to him, and by doing that, she made me sound like I had like hands that didn't function or something.
But even if someone's hands aren't like, if they're not like naturally that they just like draw or they know how to do something really well with their hands, and we're gonna have astrology things that we talk about with this, because based on placements of different planets, that's going to give you a natural affinity for doing things with your hands or not. But
which is very clear in both of our charts and in our real lives.
Yeah. But anyways, just because someone it's not their most natural talent to do something with their hands, it doesn't mean that they can't do it. So,
but
I just was like, get her in there and let's have a lesson all together and it'll be fun. And it was extremely
fun. He was a fantastic teacher. I made some cool rings and I think a few other pieces. I don't know. It was just really fun. I learned a lot. I was actually
got to play with fire.
I got to play with fire, chemicals. He's a very, very good teacher, and that was extremely attractive for me because I was a teacher, and it's really annoying when you're trying to learn from a bad teacher. Anyway, it's an adorable story because I lived in Chicago. He lived in New Mexico. My aunt lived in New Mexico, but I was visiting her, so it was just super random. And
there's also astrology for meeting the person that you're gonna fall in love with while you're traveling.
Yes, too. And that was also actually
another future video.
Also in our charts. So again, you're gonna see how as you learn about astrology and as you look at it in your own chart, it's like insane. Like, oh my gosh, like
so many realizations.
Yeah, you just realize everything. It's like, no wonder I think like this, or I act like this, or I do this. It's crazy, and that's. As I continued learning it with Jack, and then, long story short, we fell in love. And
the jewelry lesson never ended.
Yeah, the jewelry lesson, and it really didn't. We still play around with it today, but he moved back with me to Chicago, and it's crazy because I gotta say, I met. Everyone was saying, oh, you're going to meet, your person when you least expect it. And I just was like, yeah, right, whatever. But I certainly did not expect it. I was just visiting my aunt. I visit my aunt pretty much every year. And I met definitely the love of my life. And the greatest thing ever is now we turned what we both really are passionate about and love learning about. We are now doing it together, not just learning it together like we were doing. Now we're doing it together as our lifestyle and our career. And it's really exciting. So you definitely...
And as a way to help other people
yes.
these subjects.
Yes, and we both, me being a teacher and you also being, a teacher, we both we like helping others, and this is another great way we can do it, and just sharing knowledge. So you're definitely going to have a lot of fun with us. You're going to learn a lot, and you're going to get two really passionate, awesome little instructors. So yeah, that's a little bit just about our history. And so since we've moved back to Chicago, we've been studying and learning, and then just recently
and practicing and
Yes.
going and collecting charts.
Yep.
And looking at charts and practicing making predictions and practicing helping people know when this is going to happen or when that's going to happen or things like that.
Yep.
So really actually using astrology in our own life and in other people's lives.
and we really hope that you enjoy learning with us, and please, subscribe to our channel, hit the bell, like, comment, and we love to hear your thoughts. Like, are there topics that you are hoping to learn about, interested about, questions? We want to hear from you. But yeah, this is our little first little intro video,
Yep.
And
This is who we are.
this is us.
Our link to our website is in the
Yes.
section below, and
Yes,
our
it's-
website includes all of our consultation options, all of our books, all of our articles, and other stuff. Also, a
Yes.
free birth chart calculator. If
Oh,
you
yes.
want to play with with
That's
figuring out, what if you've never seen your Vedic birth chart,
Yeah.
sidereal birth chart. That's free, and you can just see where your real sun sign position is, where your real moon sign, what your real ascendant is, and
Yes.
stuff like that. So
And you'll be surprised, especially if you know, like, your Western sign. You're going to be really surprised to see your Vedic birth chart. It's going to be different, more than likely.
Yeah.
But Vedic astrology is a lot more accurate, and as
very, very, very accurate.
Yes, very
and
accurate
precise.
and precise. And as our videos come out, you'll see exactly why. Any last words before they see us again?
Watch our next video.
Yes, and please subscribe.